divine power to destroy gaslighting narcissists. I'm sharing my current present experiences to teach divine power that is used to destroy demonic strongholds towards the networks and the allegiance to the kingdom of darkness. The words network and allegiance represent a triangle or a pyramid, which represents an allegiance, which is basically a definition of a stronghold. Okay, so Friday night, Narcissist is pacing upstairs because I know that he wants to be with his new girlfriend, and he's fabricating a story. I asked him if he wants to go out to eat. He's not interested. So then the fake deceptive narrative starts. Like he presets the stage. So first he's going to an AA meeting with his business partner in Sterling Heights. Then he calls me back, and then he's not going. Then he's getting a haircut. Then his elbow is hurting because it's swollen, and he might go to the hospital because he's in a lot of pain. So if he gets food on his way home, he'll call me. So he's setting the stage for future manipulations, for the deceptive narrative to do whatever he's going to do, fornicate, adulterate, whatever he has on his mind. So I go to sleep because I don't know how I do this. I'm just extremely tired. I know he's going to see his new girlfriend because he can never tell the truth. But God is comforting me. God is comforting me, so I went to sleep for a couple hours. I wake up, a few hours later, and it's like 12 a.m. and he's not home. There's no calls from him on my cell phone. So I wake up and I'm in the flesh of the human soul because I want to literally Lorena Bobbitt his lying, cheating, Satan-worshiping behavior. Even after she whacked his willy, he still became a porn star. So basically, from that experience, acting in the flesh does not prevent a worshiping Satanist narcissist from fornicating, adulterating, and any type of sexual perversion. So at this point, I'm getting furious. So I'm operating in the flesh. I start to call him. I begin assimilating the spirit of hysteria, insanity, and panic attacks. And I'm just pissed off at this point. So as usual, his phone goes directly to voicemail. 30 minutes later, he sends a photo of himself in the hospital, and he's getting his elbow drained. And so the demons have assimilated me. The demons of hysteria, insanity, and overreacting, the outbursts of wrath have taken over my vessel. And I start building up a story and a narrative in my mind. There's a saying in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, our mind is a dangerous neighborhood. You should never go there alone. So my mind at this point, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, is definitely a bad neighborhood. So seething in fury, the worshiping Satanist is probably with his girlfriend, probably at the hospital. Who knows if she's a nurse or what's going on there. So he sends a photo that somebody else took of him. And he has this look on his face of, oh, poor victim. I'm in so much pain and I'm suffering. Look at me in the hospital. And obviously someone else is taking the photo. So I'm getting, bad neighborhood, right? I'm getting madder and madder. So the spirit of gaslighting, which is projecting the reality of what's happening, and I start to get hysterical. I start to embrace my insanity. Who took the picture? Well, is his new girlfriend a nurse? I don't know yet, but it's possible. He's not calling me on the phone, but he's only texting me. Okay, so again, here we go. I'm assimilating the spirit of crazy, and I'm starting to spin. So I'm spinning because I'm being a victim. I'm being gaslighted by the narcissist. Yeah, he's lying to me, and I'm smart enough to know it. So the worshiping Satanist games. So what is he does? He does no contact for 6 hours on a Friday night. He doesn't call me by a physical phone, so I can't hear the surroundings. So he's only texting me. So basically, the narcissist is giving me a hand grenade. He takes out the pin, and he hands it to me. So as you can imagine, as I've assimilated the spirit of insanity, I'm exploding. And all of a sudden, the narco's silent. And you're thinking, oh, he must have died. Because I know he didn't. Hell no. Worshipping narcissist Satanists never die. Honestly, the demonic principalities that run their bodies are doing everything in their supernatural power to keep this human vessel alive because they don't want to go to the pit. I mean, after all, the worshiping Satanist has an assignment that he hasn't completed yet. He has not successfully killed, and destroyed me yet. So I start to come in agreement with the flesh. I'm starting to think of Lorena Bobbitt kind of things. Whacking the willy. And the Spirit of God comes over me. And this isn't really a good experience, but here we go. I have designed a spiritual warfare 3x5 cards, basically just for this occasion. God gave me the equations many, many months ago. So at this point, it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm very, very angry. I'm going postal. And so I bring out my 3x5 cards. The first part of it is the alignment with God. Then I'm binding the kingdom of darkness. And then I'm binding the human souls of the kingdom of darkness that are committing lawlessness and the works of the flesh against me. I have this new girl's name, because I'm not stupid. And then number 4, I'm loosening the resources from the kingdom of heaven. And although this is difficult, because I'm still kind of in the flesh because of how furious that I am, I'm letting go of my spiritual insanity of the flesh, and I'm letting God take care of these worshiping Satanists. And at this point, you have no empathy, so don't judge me. These worshiping Satanists are committing a crime against me and the kingdom of heaven. Now, according to the world we live in now, it's fine. So the narcissists are having fun committing lawlessness and the works of the flesh together against me because they are in allegiance with Satan and the kingdom of darkness. So remember, God is the judge. God is the prosecuting attorney. God is the police officer. This is the divine power against worshiping Satanist narcissists that you've got to plug into. So the next morning, after about an hour of this, I ended up going to sleep and the narcissist is not home. And so, I'm just imploding. I'm just not doing well. So I started texting the narcissist, "Are you dead? What happened?" I thought, well, maybe he got arrested because he doesn't have a license. I thought something bad happened to him because, I'm trying to be slightly empathetic, but I know. Anyway, 45 minutes later, he starts to text me. So apparently he's not dead. Apparently he texts me he's not in the morgue and he's not ready. So at this point, I am unaware that they admitted him to the hospital. And then the night before I had texted him that I wanted to come up, because if he was, to come up and be with him, and he absolutely said no. So evidently they admitted him to the hospital, but he never actually said that. Okay, so I'm spinning, here we go, with my spirit of insanity. So I text, "Are you alone?" ? "Why are you not answering my questions?" ? Okay, here we go, gaslight. So the narcissist, worshiping Satanist, texts me back, "Are you alone?" ? "Why are you not answering my questions?" ? This is the spirit of gaslighting. So I'm going atomic at this point. I'm being lied to and I know it. I'm being manipulated and I'm furious. And so I text him that I want the truth. And so here we go. "You worry about you and your life and what you created in the living room. I will continue to do what I have to do to make sure I have a life of my own." Oh, what a surprise, a narcissist that's with selfish ambitions. That's such a surprise to me. "I hope you are happy. You created the life you wanted by being downstairs for a year and a half," which is an exaggeration. "I told you I'm done. You have made my life hell." Oh, really? You poor little narcissist. "You do nothing but stay downstairs and do your cult all day." Oh boy. So me, myself, and I in my spiritual relationship with God is basically a cult. So me, myself, and I is a definition of a cult. So, and then he goes on, "As I told you, if you did not stop this," so basically if I don't stop having a relationship with God, then he was leaving and now I have friends that care about me. And you want to ask what I'm doing. "Did you ever think that I'm not being paid attention to was good for me?" ? All right, end of texting. At this point, I'm on my way to work. He still won't call me on the phone, and I'm getting really irritated about that. So narc is cheating. Here's what's really happening. The gaslighting is what the words say because he's putting it on me like it's my fault. So what's really happening? The narc is cheating on me with his caring AA friends, and he's completely isolated me and ostracized me from AA, the AA after the meetings, and the AA Super Bowl parties. I'm completely isolated from my family, from his family, from my friends, my church, everything in social networking that supported my past mental health. Narc wants me to become his captive while committing adultery and fornication against me because it is my fault that the Satanist in him must steal, kill, and destroy me. So then after work, I worked all day, and then I went to get something to eat at Taco Bell, and I kid you not, the guy says, "Can I take your order? My name is Lucifer." So literally the day and night from hell. And I can't even make this stuff up. So apparently Lucifer works at Taco Bell and serves tacos. I was speechless. So, but why wouldn't Lucifer work at Taco Bell? So, who names their kid Lucifer anyway, right? No, I'm just kidding, God. God did, but Lucifer meant light bearer because he was an archangel that was on assignment to give light. That's what, when he named the angels, that was their job. That's why fallen angels, their job is to do what the name is. For example, the fallen angel of murder, the fallen angel's name is murderer. That's its name, and that's what it does. So perhaps that's why the ancients used to worship the sun and the sun gods like Ra, because if Lucifer was named the light bearer, that's what he was. He actually was the sun. That was his job. I think that's why the ancients used to worship the sun, and that's what Christmas is about. So I took action against the narcissist and the worshiping Satanist through divine powers to administrate the words of God, to allow God and his angelic resources to take control of the punishment of these crimes of injustice that are being committed against me. So this is me acting in the spirit and not spinning out. So I spent about an hour doing that before I went back to sleep, and I just have to let it go. Okay, so I'm going to let God handle this, and I'm going to try to be patient, which of all the fruits in the spirit that I'm not good with, patience is not one of my virtues. But the other thing that happened to me today, because I've been also doing this with other legal matters that are happening to me, the company that I used to work for, they kind of stabbed me in the back because of the narcissist lady boss that I used to work for, they were going to take me to mediation for account receivable. I owed $800. And I had filed bankruptcy in 2019, bankruptcy 7. And I was, in a bad neighborhood with my head over this since I got, the guy served me at the door about the mediation. So I went to prayer with this, with the 3x5 cards that I use that are working spiritual warfare action tools that I've been using. And so I put, real estate 1, and I put about the mediation. So instead of, having me take care of business, I gave it over to God. And so today, and what was funny, last week I was trying to send the copy of the discharge bankruptcy papers, and I had a virus in my computer, and I couldn't get it to go. So I tried, and I just could not send it. So today, I don't know how, but I apparently fixed the virus in the computer. I don't know how I did. Well, God must have done it. So I sent it, and immediately, as soon as I sent it, at 11 o'clock today, I got a notice that they dropped the case because of the bankruptcy 7 due to prejudice. So basically, debt's forgiven. But I really was in a bad neighborhood about being, stabbed in the back, by being taken advantage of, because the way that Real Estate 1 handled the situation was inappropriate. But I didn't even have to go there. So what I learned is by not doing anything,